that allow them to be able to go vertical. So what were we saying? We were saying, don't let anything stand in your way. Well, nothing stands in the way of the geckos. The geckos are able to go with no problem. They also chirp at one another. I don't know if you knew that, but they do. They chirp at one another. And so that's about speaking your truth, right? Speaking your truth, and that's one of the things that we talked about. Stand your ground. Now, I said a minute ago, don't let anybody get in your way, be empowered, all that kind of stuff, mostly. One of the other things about the geckos is that if they're in a bit of a jam, they can lose their tails to get away. And so, is it really worth losing your tail? So, if the battle, or the challenge that you're going through just really isn't worth the battle, then don't. All right. But you'll know. I like that. Be assertive in a gentle way. Yeah, exactly. So the next card, this is for Wednesday, Thursday. This is one of my favorites I just love how the artist Daniel Craig and I did this card. I just love it. So this is the awakening. Here you go, Instagrammers and Facebook folk. So you can see that basically what we've got is we've got a giraffe, and she's standing really tall, and she's noticed that we're down here, and so she's sort of stuck her head down like this to look at us. Well, so she's upside down now in our perception, and from her perception, we're upside down. So everybody's seeing things in a new way. Right? Everybody's seeing things in a new way because the world looks different upside down. Now, this Wednesday, Thursday, this card can indicate a sort of a pause in the action. You shouldn't let that bother you. It's a pause. It's not a full-on stop. And a pause indicates that eventually things will start to move again. Now, one of the reasons that I chose a giraffe, to be honest, I really wanted the giraffe on this card because I just had this image in my head of this giraffe that's leaning down and looking at us. But it's still, the symbolism was still good because giraffes are the tallest mammal in the world. That makes them unique. It makes them different from everybody else. And so this card really does encourage you to, celebrate your weirdness in every way. Celebrate your weirdness. But the giraffe also, because it's so tall, in symbolism, it represents seeing the long haul, seeing the long path that is above you, seeing the long view of where things are going. So you, Monday, Tuesday, you're having a little bit of some challenges, and you're having to stand up for yourself. But Wednesday, Thursday, you're okay. You see the long view. You know where you're headed. And finally, the last card for the weekend is Renewal with these little creatures. I just love raccoons. I think they're so cute and adorable. And so this is a card that asks us to stop and review. It could be that you're going to stop and review this past week. Maybe you're going to do that. Or perhaps it is a situation where you are reviewing bigger things about your life, bigger things about what's going on in your life, making some decisions about it. Now, I chose raccoons for this because they are adorable, but they're so curious, and they have this innate intelligence. They're very loyal to one another, and they are great at problem solving and adapting. In fact, it was my great privilege and honor one time to get to save a family of raccoons. I was building a house in this neighborhood, and so there was a lot of construction going on. And I was riding my bicycle through the neighborhood, and I heard some noise in a big dumpster. And I wondered what that was. And so I pulled my bicycle over, and I looked into the dumpster, and there down in the dumpster, stuck in there, was a family of raccoons, a mommy, a daddy, and two little babies. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get them out of there without them killing me. And so what I did was I took some lumber, and that was just laying around from the construction site, and I made a ramp down into the dumpster, and then I took some more other lumber, and I made a ramp that went out of the dumpster. So it was like a ramp up into the dumpster and a ramp down into the dumpster. And then I just gave them space. I just got away. I took my bike, I ran around the corner, came back, and they were gone. They had figured it out that quick how to get up and down and out. So see how adaptable they are and how smart they are. But so they're the perfect symbol for exploring any part of the new you that you are trying to create at this particular time. So for any of you who are just joining us, this is Ask Grad, a Mother's Day edition of Ask Grad. And we're going to have angel messages. We did the angel messages for the week from May 14th through the 20th. And if you missed it, we used animal tarot cards. If you missed any part of it, all you have to do is wait till this is over. It'll be over in about 30 minutes, and it'll post on Facebook. It'll post for a day on Instagram, and it'll be on YouTube. All right, so let's put away the cards, and we're going to start doing some readings for people. Now, one of the things that I like to tell people is that it happens all the time that readings are for more than one person. So if you've got a question and someone has a similar question and my eyes are led to them by the angels, then, you know, it's no problem. Just pay attention to the message and see if it fits for you. See if it fits for you, that this message is not just for you, but it's also for the other person and perhaps for lots of other people. And also pay attention to teachable moments. Sometimes people don't ask questions that are particularly about getting a reading. They just want to learn something. Well, that's for you too. All right. All right. Let's go. Okay. So let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, things are flying by, man. Where did it go? I wanted to grab that one because, oh, there we are. Hi, Dottie. How you doing? Good morning, beautiful rat. Well, good morning, beautiful Dottie. What do the angels see for me for the rest of the year? Okay, so let's see. Where are we? We're in May. So let's do June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So we'll just sort of break it in half, okay? So I'm feeling like I want to go to fairy tarot cards for that particular question. And so for the time that we have left, Dottie, we're going to divide it into two. And then cross your legs. 2 and 1. Okay. Okay, we're gonna hide the comments so we can see the cards. So for the first half, for the first half, it's the Empress, which is a really great card. I really love this card. The Empress really does. Here go Instagrammers, Empress, Facebook, and Dottie. So the Empress is the card where it's time to really take action. It's preceded by a card that's called the High Priestess, which is this time where we're quiet and we're meditative and not time to take action yet. But then the next card is this card, and this is where we take actions. It's very creative, very creative. It can mean pregnancy, but only if that's something you're looking for. Because it can be just as much giving birth to something like your baby. Like, this is my baby, how to be your own genie, okay? I gave birth to it, all right? So that's what I mean by giving birth to a project. It's very creative. Now, creativity can be messy. Creativity can be messy. Let me assure you, my husband is an artist, and when he is painting, I mean, it's like his OCD disappears. I mean, he is totally OCD. The house has to be perfect, everything else, except when he's painting. And then it's just all heck breaks loose. It's a mess. It's a disaster area. And that's what creativity can kind of be like that. And so you might find that it's messy and creative, but exhilarating and exciting. If it gets too messy, then take a hint from the card that follows this one, the Emperor, and maybe put a little bit of structure around it. But if you feel cool about the creativity being all willy-nilly, then go for that. Go for that. And then the last half of the remaining year for you is 9 of Spring. 9 of Spring. And this is a card that says, you know, to kind of to pay attention, to protect that which you have created. You've got this fairy here, and I like to think that she planted the daffodils, right? And there she's got some ladybugs with her. And so I like to think that the ladybugs are her creation and she's protecting it. And the daffodils are her creation and she's protecting them, and the ladybugs are there for luck to help her with that. So let's say you created something here. This card could kind of indicate, make sure that it's copyrighted, it's trademarked, it's protected in some form or fashion. If your creativity comes in another form, just make sure that you're looking out for yourself and the creativity that you just put out into the world. Okay, so that's that. So let's go to Instagrammers. Let's see. So Margin wants to know if she can have a card to know what messages the angels have for her. So for that, I'm feeling like I'm going to go to Angel Tarot cards. Angel Tarot cards. Okay. So okay. So Four of Water. So here's for Facebook and here's for Margin over on Instagram. So Four of Water. So Four of Water is a card that talks about that we might be about to miss an opportunity. And so we need to sort of put a heads up. If you'll see on this card, we've got this beautiful mermaid, and she's got her focus completely on these three cups that are in the darkness. But there's this ray of light coming through the ocean, as it tends to do, and shining on this other cup, and she isn't even paying attention to it. She's totally not noticing it. She doesn't see it at all. And so this is a card that just says, pay attention so that you don't miss other options that are available to you, other possibilities that are available to you. Any of those kinds of things. So, and then now the nice thing about this card is I don't believe in fated readings. I don't. This is the most likely thing to happen if nothing changes. So I like to call these cards heads up cards. So you've had a heads up. You can know that as this week progresses, pay attention. Are there other options? Are there other opportunities? Are there other possibilities that you could try that might make you happier than the ones that you are seeing before you right now? And that's a really good message for lots of people. So pay attention to that this week. Just a note to Sherry, I just want to make sure that we have been shared to our other page that we need to be shared to. So, because I forgot to say something about that this morning. So making sure that that's happened. All right, so now we're going back to Facebook. Okay, let's see. Okay. Good morning, Maureen. I always love that name because one of my favorite shows of my entire life is Lost in Space, and now there's a new Lost in Space, and I don't know if you've watched the new Lost in Space because I'm sure you've heard about Maureen Robinson a million times, but she's basically the main person of the show. She's the heroine. So anyway, good morning, Rad. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a little gloomy. But it is still a beautiful day. Are there any messages, insight for me about my relationship with Ted, and if he is one of my soulmates? Okay, so I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go to Guardian Angel Tarot cards. Maureen, I'm going to hide your comments so that we have room for cards. And thank you, Sherry. And okay. Oh, wow. So 10 of emotion, love, relationships, happiness, happy family, happy relationship. I mean, it's just a plain flat yeah. It's just totally a yes. So for me, for you to get this card, then to me, this really, because this is spot on. Okay, there's no warbling here. You asked about a relationship with a man, and this is a card about being in a relationship and having a happy, joyful relationship and a happy family. So lots of emotion, lots of love. So yeah, Okay. All right. Sometimes, this is just a brief teachable moment. It's like, sometimes readings are that spot on and you don't have to draw it out. It's like if you're one of my students and, you get a card and the card is just plain flat, yes. I mean, you don't have to draw it out. You can just say, well, yes, next question. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, Chiku Princess. Chiku Princess. Love Instagram names. They're just Chiku Princess. Okay, Chiku Princess just wants a card drawn. So we're going to do that from Angel Answer Oracle cards. Angel Answer Oracle cards. Okay. So, Princess. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Remain positive. Remain positive. Beautiful cards created by Michael Marius George. So remain positive. So, I mean, this is, again, a very simple message. So keep your thoughts positive this week, Your Highness. Make sure that you aren't focusing on the negative, worrying about the negative. One of the things that I see is from time to time is that 444 has sort of stopped being so much that my angels are with me and started being, stop worrying about it, Radley, we've got it. We've got your back. We've got it covered. So you might see 444 this week, or white feathers or other signs from your angels that are just saying, no negative thinking, go back to the positive. So you'll need to do that. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to Facebook. So Janice, hi Janice. Hi Rad. Are my mom and aunt watching over me, and is there a message from them? Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. Is there a message from them? Of course there is. And for that, I really love to use James Van Prague's Talking to Heaven. Let me see if I can. Okay, there's James Van Prague's Talking to Heaven cards, because it's really a great way. Oh, wow. And the cards just jumped right out. Okay, so here's the message. Let me get rid of this. Okay, there we go. So the first card is, as a soul, I can be in several places at once. As a soul, I can be in several places at once. This is just sort of a message for Janice that not only are they looking out for you, but they're also looking out for other people. If your aunt had her own children, she's looking out for them as well. But souls can be in more than one place at one time. Now, guess what? I am standing right next to you. This one always gives me angel bumps. I am standing right next to you, and we are so connected. We are so connected. See, this is a really, really, really great Mother's Day message, isn't it? Isn't it? Because it's like, well, I told you, as some of you who heard me at the beginning of the reading part of Ask Rad today, that messages can be for more than one person. And so as soon as I saw, I am standing right next to you and we are so connected, I knew that that was a message for me too, from my mom and my aunt, because those are two of the most precious people in the world to me that are on the other side, is my mom and my aunt. And so, so Janice, I thank you. You not only got a reading, but you arranged for me to get one too. So thank you, Janice. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's see. So, sorry, laughing emojis came by themselves. You know, that is so funny you say that, because if you've not signed up for my newsletter, I share thoughts with you people every week, and I had a magical, magical, magical thing happen yesterday. That was a message from my mom to myself and to my sister. And I tell you all about it in the newsletter. So if you want to hear about it, it'll be coming out tomorrow in the newsletter. Okay, let's see. Calyx Bliss is saying business launch ? So that's kind of vague. What do I want to do with that? Well, since it's a business, I'm going to use fairy tarot cards and see if she gives me anything else other than that. Sometimes I think that these messages take a while. It's that you type them into Instagram and maybe they're instant for you, but they're not instantaneous for me, and I have to wait. Love your shirt, thank you. Okay, so I'm not getting anything else from her, so I'm just gonna pull a card and we'll just hope that it makes sense to business launch. Okay, here we go. All right, so Ace of Winter. Okay, so Ace of Winter. Ace of Winter is a card that represents a bumpy beginning. It's okay. It's not a foreverly difficult beginning. It's a bumpy beginning. You'll learn something new from the situations where you feel like things aren't going right that will allow you to correct your business plan in order to for it to be more efficient, more effective, more successful. So don't let the things that don't go quite the way you want them to cause you to give up. You keep going. You learn from the bumps in the road, and so that you have course corrections, and you keep going. All right, keep going. All right, so that's that. So let's see. Happy Heavenly Mother's Day to all mothers in spirit. I agree, Leona. So it's like a lot of us have our parents are on the other side, and you know what? It's like they're watching over us. They're helping us. I know that my mom and my aunt and other people that are on the other side are looking out for me in many, many ways. It's just we miss their physical presence, but you know, sometimes I think that one of the things that I was most blessed with is all that Sagittarius, because Sagittarians are full of faith. We really have faith. And so when you really have a lot of faith, it makes certain things easier, including being separated from our loved ones because they're on the other side of the veil and we're here, because I just have this undying faith that they're fine and that they're there. And so, you know, have faith. Okay, let's see. Chloe. Hi, Chloe. How you doing? So, hey, Rad, what are my angels' names and what are they trying to tell me? So sometimes it's like the name is in my head before I'm even finished with the sentence. They're there. You know, they are there. They're waiting. They're ready to pounce whenever we ask that question. So the first angel name I got is Liam. L-I-A-M. It is a male energy. L-I-A-M, Liam. And then Emma, which is a female energy. Emma, E-M-M-A, Liam and Emma. So what are they trying to tell you? Okay, we haven't played with Archangel Power Tarot cards. So let's do that. I'm gonna hide your thing, Chloe, so that I have room for cards. Okay, and here we go. Let's see what they're trying to tell us. What they're trying to tell you. And one. Okay. Well, Ace of Gabriel. So this card has a lot of meanings, but it's very creative again. I mean, this is Archangel Gabriel. That's on purpose because Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of creativity, of creative types. But one of the things that this card is about is wonderful opportunities that just sort of fall from the sky. But the message that I feel like I'm getting from Liam and Emma is follow your passion. Where is your passion, and are you chasing it? Are you following it? Because sometimes the opportunity comes after the action, okay? Sometimes it comes after the action. So follow your passion, okay? All right, okay, so Renata, baby time? Wondering if I should continue trying to lose the first baby weight or start planning to plump up for another one. Oh, you're cute. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if I have a card for that. So I'm going to ask it, because the cards don't like or questions. They want yes, no questions. And so I'm going to ask the question, is it time for you to start to move forward for the next baby? Because that's easy, yes, no. And because of that, I'm going back to Angel Answer Oracle cards. If you don't know that about Angel Answer Oracle cards, is that there is a section of the deck that is purely yes, no cards, okay? Yes, no cards. So, okay. And we have a jumping card, and the jumping card is, you're ready. You're ready. You can just go for it. You know what to do. You've already had a baby. You know how it works, okay? All right, so that's, see, again, sometimes the questions are just easy peasy answers, and it doesn't take a whole lot of blah, 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 blah. All right. Okay. Let's see. Gotcha. Hi, Jamie. Jamie said, oh, you're beautiful, Jamie. What a lovely girl you are. Okay. Hi, Rad. What are my angel guides' names, and do you think my career change to an online business is a good choice? Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's get your angel names and we'll ask the angels if they think that your career change to an online business is a good choice, okay? Rather than what little old Radley thinks. Okay, so the first name is Serenity, okay? That's obviously a feminine name, Serenity. And gosh, your second angel is not very loud. Okay, so sometimes this happens. One angel is really loud, the other one is not so loud. So I'm just going to ask Serenity, what is the other angel's name? And there we got it, Dominique. Also a feminine energy. Very tiny in stature. Very tiny in stature, Dominique is. As Serenity says, don't underestimate her. Okay, don't underestimate her. So I'm going to hide this, Jamie, so I can pull a card for your decision to switch to an online business. I'm going to go back to Archangel Power Tarot cards, and we'll see what we get. Oh yeah, definitely a good idea. Again, it's the Empress, creativity, taking action on your plans, going after what you think that you wanted to do in the first place. So definitely good idea. So I'm going to pause for just a second because I want to tell you about a couple of things that are coming up. First of all, Hay House United Kingdom asked me to do a special Ask Rad. So there's actually going to be 2 Ask Rads today. So there will be another one in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. That is 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and I mean, that's all right. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. I see, I'm time zone dyslexic. I really am. And then for some reason, Hay House UK told me to tell everybody it was 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time when I don't think you guys are in Greenwich Mean Time right now, but I'm just doing what I was told, okay? So 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So in about an hour and 15 minutes, there's going to be another Ask Grad. And part of that is going to be me telling you a lot about the Angel World Summit that's going to be happening in Bristol, England. The other thing that I want to just make sure you know is that the Hay House World Summit is currently in effect. I believe that 75 of the videos have already dropped. It might be 50, but I think it's 75. And these are audio lessons that are absolutely 100% free. They're free. They're free until May 20th. Okay, and it's people like. Oh gosh, it's everybody. It's Colette Baron-Reed and Kyle Gray and Denise Lynn and John Holland and Christian Northrup, and it's just everybody. I mean, from Hay House, and it's totally free. My audio lesson is called Accessing the Genie Within, and it drops on the 16th. So starting the 16th, you'll be able to listen to that for free. If you haven't signed up, please sign up. Do it really quick because you don't have a lot of time left before they are not going to be available anymore. And so on Instagram, the clickable link is in my bio. Facebook, you'll find a link in the meme for the World Summit. Okay, back to readings. Okay, so what did I do last? I did this, so it's over here. Okay. Let's see. Chantal is asking if they will move soon. If they will move soon. So, well, that's angel answer cards, because that's not just a yes/no cards, but the thing about it is that in angel answer oracle cards, there's also timing cards. Timing cards. So let's see what we get from a timing standpoint for Chantal. Well, this says to wait. This says not quite yet. That's not, so the timing isn't perfect yet for you to move. So the angels always have a reason. The reason isn't always about us. Sometimes it's about somebody else. Maybe the place you're supposed to go isn't available yet, and you need to wait a little bit longer in order to be happier where you're going to go. But this is saying not quite yet. You need to wait a little while longer. And then angel names. I'm getting Julian. And that's a male energy, Julian, and then Ariana, Ariana, Ariana. Okay, there you go. Okay, so, all right, let's see here. Okay, I've got one. Hi, Radley. Do you have any massage for me? Let's go with message. Okay, so let's go to Angel Tarot cards. Angel Tarot cards. Okay. 2 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to hide your comment for a card. Queen of Air. Okay, one of my favorite court cards. So Queen of Air is a card that talks about it's time to get rid of stuff that no longer serves you. Now, this can include people. So if you've got some people in your life that you really need to release, time, but it can also, she is called the Feng Shui Queen. So it could be that you need to clean up the clutter in your home, study Feng Shui. You might get some advice from someone that is like her. If you do, follow it, okay? And when I say like her, it would be someone who's experienced just about everything, has a great sense of humor, but maybe kind of dry and could be a little cutting without you even knowing it, because she's just that brilliant. But if you listen to her advice and follow it, she'll help you any way you can, but she doesn't suffer fools much. So yeah. Okay. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for this portion of Ask Rad. Again, we'll be back again in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to try to do this again. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and for some reason, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Okay? So, yeah. So I will see you in an hour and 15 minutes from now. Okay? I'm going to change my shirt. Just because. Okay? All right, you guys. Love you all. Again, angel messages for the week are at the beginning. Okay, holistic wellness is telling me that that's 8 p.m. UK time. I don't know what to say. That's just what Hay House UK told me. So we're going to go with you because I'm presuming you know what you're talking about. So 8 p.m. UK time, okay? So, all right, anyway. So if you missed the angel messages for the week, they're about to be loaded on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can go back to the beginning and find out what's happening this week. Yes, Chantal is saying yes, 8 p.m. All right, guys. Love you. Have a great week. Remember, life is magic. See you in a little bit.